What's going on, everyone? It is Craig, and I am a little late to the party with something. You know what it is, obviously, from looking at the preview. But one of the things I was looking forward to doing most this year on my YouTube channel is I really kept pretty diligent track of the stuff I watched. I wanted to do a good top 10 countdown. But there was one movie that I hadn't seen yet this year, and I wasn't going to do any top 10 countdown until I saw it. Because despite my opinions from the preview, which we'll get to, I'm from the trailer, I still say no. I got to see this movie. If I don't see this movie, a review would not be a top 10 one way or the other would not really be fair. So, as you know, because you clicked the link, here is my review first for Halloween 2018. This isn't the top 10, but I had to see Halloween, and spoiler alert, it's not going to be in my top 10. I got to talk about it now. And then I promise you when I do a top 10 video, I'll probably just mention in passing. This, to me, I don't understand the movie. I don't understand how it's like so many people loved it. This movie, this isn't one of those 50-50 deals. This is one where the majority of the big YouTube names I watch, I pay attention to, like, fell in love with this movie. I know there was even going to be a crossover thing on a Blu-rays with some of the YouTubers. I don't know if that influenced the decision, whatever it was. Everyone seemed to like this movie. I didn't like it from the first moment I heard this. It's a sequel to the original. Nothing else took place. Because in my mind, if it's a sequel to the original and nothing else took place, it takes away too much of the history. It takes away entirely too many things. It takes away, well, one, he's not Superman. He's not Frankenstein anymore. He's just a guy. Okay? In theory. He's also not her brother. So why is he that? Also, okay. So, I watched this movie. I will do this first. I will tell you, there was definitely some things to like. I did like the fact that there were several scenes in the movie that were paying homage to the original, but instead of using Michael Myers, they used Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, there was a scene in the classroom where as soon as I saw it, I'm like, okay, she's going to look out the window and see somebody. I knew it wasn't Myers. I didn't realize who it would be, but she looked out, she saw her grandma. And then there was another scene where Jamie Lee Curtis fell off the balcony and landed, and Michael pushed her. And then he looks down and, oh, she's gone. Cool. I like that. I even like some of the kills. You know, some of the kills are pretty interesting. Although I've noticed that, and I get it, today's world things are a little bit different. There was a lot more PC. I think all but one of the female kills was done off screen. And the one, that one, I mean, by off screen, I mean they didn't show it. They showed the result, the aftermath. And that's fine because the male kills that were there were good and gruesome. And, every movie doesn't have to be Terrifier as far as that goes. But there was after that, that's where pretty much all the good goes away. Like, well, that's not true. There was a couple of characters that I did enjoy, and I'll get to them in a little bit. But the fact that she was so hung up on him for 40 years, the boogeyman, her daughter had to be taken away from her because she was raising her to be a fighter, this and that. The fact that her house is booby trapped, okay. I'm a psychologist, and I don't belittle stuff like trauma and PTSD. I don't, and it's just it's very far fetched, not impossible, but it is far fetched for her to have the reaction she had for 40 some more, for it to affect her life for 40 some more years, given Michael is just a man. Like, it would have made more sense if this happened after Halloween 2. Where Michael, gets stabbed, shot in the eyes or whatever, and he's still coming back. And then it's like, oh, shit. That's why H2O was... H2O was a good spiritual... I liked H2O because it brought Jamie Lee Curtis back. It worked as a movie for me, And that's okay. She was traumatized. She didn't become a superhero gunman. She just, okay, I'm going to move my kid, change my name. That's what she did. In essence, abandoned the daughter that they wrote up as Jamie and the other ones. I'm with you. So Michael Myers is in prison, and people go to him because they want to do a report on him. and they bring him his mask, which you would never do. You don't show people their trophies. Plus, why are you obsessed with somebody who only has 5 kills? Like, say it in today's world, look it up. There's a lot more killers in prison that have a lot more than 5 kills. You know what I mean? So he shouldn't be this fascinating of a character here, but it fuels the plot, and he sees his mask, and then he's going to know how to get the mask back later, because he's going to, once he escapes from his bus, he's going to stalk the cemetery, because he knows they'll go to the cemetery. Then he's going to follow them in a car to a gas station, and then he's going to quietly kill everyone in the gas station, and then he's going to get his mask back. Listen, it's a horror movie. You got to suspend disbelief. I'm in for that all the time. But a slasher film that's suspension of disbelief, if the hero, if the villain, if the antagonist isn't supernatural, and Myers isn't supernatural, they wrote that stuff away, then it is a lot of stuff that's hard to swallow. Like, pretty hard to swallow. And pretty much after he gets his mask back, he's just teleporting around killing people in the houses that he was in previously. A lot of it was like in part 2. You know, like in part 2 where he went in that one house and he just like stole the knife and it was left bloody by a sandwich. Well, I think he went in that same house and killed the person who was in it. So he paid homage to some of the other movies that we don't know about too. They even reference like, how does a guy become like this? And then you'll hold Cult of the Thorn. Like, so they paid, that was fine, but too much of the stuff was just him teleporting around killing people. Like just randomly popping in, kill. The other thing I did like in this movie, there was a blonde babysitter. There was who was babysitting it's a little black boy who was becoming, I guess he's going to start working the circuit. You know, the hard move, the signing circuit, which I don't fully understand because his part wasn't huge. Like it wasn't like the kid from it wasn't like Reggie from Halloween 5. Like, then it's like, okay, I could see Reggie. So, you know, they had a couple of funny dialogue back and forth, but that was it. I did think when the babysitter was killed, it was done well. It was a good scene. You know, I guess that was shown too, kind of like, well, not really shown. Like, the fight was shown, and then you just saw the stabbing motion. But it's like, that was good. But, like, I can't believe the kid's actually... I'd be anxious to see how much he's charging per autograph. I know he's going to be at Monster Mania. That's not an autograph I'm going to get. He was funny in it, but... like the way people are talking about. Another thing too I didn't mention, I know I'm rambling a little bit, I apologize. I promise we're going to try to make this less than 13 minutes. He killed the kid. Myers killed the kid. Early on, it's like, okay, rules changed. I like that. That's different. If he killed the baby, there was a scene where there's a baby crying, and like my sister's like, oh, he's going to kill the baby. Like, there's no way he's killing the baby. I only saw one horror movie in the past, however many, this year actually, where they killed the baby, and it was a American Phil, you know, we were just talking about it. They put a baby in a pillowcase and beat it to death. That was bad. It was bad, and it was a bad movie too. But Halloween, everything in the house that happened was too unrealistic. Especially the fucking Dr. Loomis character killed the cop to protect Michael. You didn't need that twist. You know why you didn't need that twist? Because right after he did that, Michael killed him. You know, literally like a couple of minutes in the car after it. So it's kind of like, okay, you have this twist, which makes no sense, which does nothing for the story, to further the story, other than to say that's how Michael's in a car near where they're going. But it's like, it's just unnecessary. And then again, when they finally get him and they trap him, they just leave the place to burn. Like, you know, what happens to, I need to see him die. I need to shoot him in the head. I need to cut off his head. It's like, well, no, we'll start the fire. We're pretty sure he won't get out. But they got out. Because the trap, if you see at the end of the house, there's spikes everywhere, meaning that the whole place was a trap. How'd they get out? And I know you might say, my sister said the same thing. It's like, well, there might be, like, in the director's cut, you might see them walk out the front door and then the spikes grows. Yeah, but I need to see that. I can't need to see the whole thing encapsulated with a trap and then, like, wait, they got out just fine. Like, here's what also confuses me more. Some people would say, and this is when I was venting to my non-big, like, horror enthusiast friends and family, like, well, you know, maybe people just like horror movies, like, oh, it's Michael, he's back, yay, I'm excited to see him. I'd buy that, but so many people shit on Friday the 13th, 2009. With Derek Mears, and I thought it was freaking... I really liked it a lot. Liked it as much? No. but I did like some of the other ones. Actually, yeah, I did. I liked it more than some of the other ones. Not better than 3 or 4 or 6, but probably definitely better than 1, definitely better than 8. Anyway, that's not here there. Yeah, but people dismissed that. The Freddy remake just was garbage. I get that. Texas Chainsaw remake with Jessica Biel was phenomenal. A lot of people dismissed that too. So I don't know why it was this Michael Myers one everyone's in love with, despite so many freaking glaring holes in it and things that just don't make sense. Like, if it was a slasher movie, if it was called Thanksgiving, and it was a different guy in a mask with the same exact storyline, and I watched it, at the end I'd be like, okay, that was fine, no fluff. But when we're talking about one of the biggest horror icons, and by timeline, the second introduced of the big four, like, you would expect more than what they did. And, and that goes no further than even the very beginning when they showed it, when they were in the mental institution, the way they depicted it. And then when they yanked out the mask, somehow all the other people who had no idea, a way of really knowing what the mask meant, or Michael talking or not talking, etc., all of them like shaking and convulsing, like, ah, and the place was rattling, and the dogs were barking. I know Danny McBride is an awesome comedian, and as somebody that dabbled compared to him, definitely very dabbled in comedy. Comedy's hard to write, and he writes comedy really well. So the thought was, you write comedy well, the horror might be easy. Like Jordan Peele's an example of that. Great comedian. He writes horror well, and so far so good. But this movie, to me, again, I'm not going to say it's not one of the worst movies. It's not worse. It's not on the worst list or anything. But the fact that when I'm looking around at people's top 10s, and I've tried to avoid a lot of them just because they want to influence mine, but the ones I have seen, Halloween is in the top 3 in just about all of them. I did see one guy who had it right on his list, but he had a lot of other weird ones on his list. So kudos to him. I can't think of his name off the top. He had some on his list that like, wow, okay. But the other ones, I just don't get it. But that said, that is my Halloween 2018 rant. It's pretty much, this is why it's not going to be on my top 10 list. Do I recommend watching it? Yeah. And it's a watch. Will I own it? Yeah, because I own the other ones. I'll eventually own it. I'm not going to necessarily run out and get the fanciest Steelbook edition, but I'll eventually get a copy on Blu-ray. Who knows? I wait long enough, I'll get one from Horror Pack. But thank you for checking out my video. And just as I promised, wait for it, 12:51, we're going to keep it under 13 minutes. So you have a good one, and check out the top 10. Peace.